Okay. In previous video, we were discussing about how to add or remove element from your design explorer. Okay. Now let us talk about view control. How we can manage this view. Okay. So PDMS, your middle mouse button plays very important role in controlling your view. Okay. So those options with the middle mouse buttons are here. Okay. These are the four options. After these four, the next four options are middle mouse button option. So if you drag there, you will find middle mouse button gives zoom to rectangle. So if I select this, my middle mouse button will act as a rectangle. So whatever rectangle I'm making, by clicking on a view, that will be zoomed to the center. Okay, this is the middle mouse button with the rectangle. Scroll will always go for zoom in, zoom out. So you can use scroll for zooming in and zooming out. Okay, then the second option you can apply for a middle mouse button is zoom in and out. So that is basically a default option of rotating your scroll. So after clicking your scroll, you will also get zoom in and zoom out. So you will not use that option. Third option with middle mouse button is the rotate option. This is helpful in some cases, either in this direction, okay, how you want to rotate your plant. And fourth option with middle mouse button is the pan option. Okay, so this is not moving our plant, this is just moving the view. Okay, so that is the pan option. Now the question is, which should we prefer? You can either prefer a rotate option. I personally prefer a zoom to rectangle option. Okay, because rotate option you can handle it with keys. Okay, so I will go with the zoom to rectangle option most of the time. Now zoom in, zoom out you don't need from the middle mouse, that can be done from the scroll. The other option, rotate option, can be done with the keyboard. The arrow keys on your keyboard are basically doing your job for rotate. Okay, so that can be done. If this is not sufficient, you can go with the control plus arrow keys. That will be a larger rotations. Okay, in any direction. If you want to more precise control, go to shift and arrow keys. That will reduce the interval. Okay, so normal rotate, reduced interval, the shift key, shift plus arrow key, and control plus arrow key will give the larger rotations. Okay, so rotate is also can be controlled using a keyboard. So that's why we will go with the middle mouse rectangle button always. That can be done. Same options are available with the right click middle mouse button. What we can do with the middle mouse button, so you can select from here or by the right click. Okay, then there is a zoom to option, and if I am, let us say I am selecting this tower, I can right click zoom to selection. Okay, and my view will be zoomed to that particular equipment, particular branch, particular beam, particular column that will be there in the center. So that option is there, zoom to. Okay, similarly you have the options for looking from north, looking from south, east, west. You can try those. Looking from different planes, north plane, south plane, east plane, and looking from different isometric. Okay, we will prefer ISO 3, which will give us north, east and up. Okay, that corner, north, east and up corner. So your left hand side is the north side, right hand side is the east side, and up. So that corner is ISO 3 corner. You can always go with different isometrics also. ISO 1 will be opposite to ISO 3. ISO 2 will be other corner. Okay, so generally we prefer ISO 3 in this case. So these are the options with middle mouse button and ISO. One more option very helpful about the views is save view. So what this option is, let us say that I want to work on this equipment very frequently. I work on this equipment very frequently. So this equipment, this view, I need to make sure I am using this view most of the time. So what I can do is I will freeze this view on my screen and I will just go right click, save view, and save as view 1. Okay, now what it will do is it will save that view for me. Once I am done with the other task, if I want to go back to that view, I will go right click, restore view and view 1. Okay, so I am back to my view in which I was working on, and I can again continue working on this. Like this, you can store 4 views at a time. Okay, and you can restore those 4 views at a time. What about the 5th view? After 4 views, if you try to replace any of the view, the previous view will be deleted and new view will be applied on that view. Okay, so at a time only 4 views are possible. That is the only limitation for this command. These are the view commands. Then loop plane isometric we have already discussed. Now there is a command called limit current element. Sometimes it will happen that you will see the distorted images. Okay, in that case what you can do is, let us say I am doing something like this. Okay, I am working on this equipment. I have worked on this equipment, and now zooming out will give me a distorted image of the whole plant. That means my area of view is limited to this equipment. So I want to change that. So what I can do is I go to upper side, that is site, upper level, that is site stabilizer, and I will make sure that limits in my current element. Okay, so site is my current element, CE is current element, so site is my current element, and I am limiting my view to that site. Okay, so that means your site will be completely visible. That can be done. Okay, then there is a zoom to selection option. Right and right click, that option was there. I can just select the element and I can say zoom to selection. That element will be there on the center of your screen. Zoom to selection. Then you have something called center on selection. So if I select this wall or this floor and I say center on this selection, that floor will come to a center of my screen. So these are some navigation options we have seen. Limit to CE, zoom to selection, then middle mouse buttons. You can control whatever type of middle mouse button function you want. Okay, generally we will go for zoom for rectangle, that is more efficient to handle. Okay, so these are the view options. You can always check. Okay, get used to it. Once you are familiar with these view options, controlling your mouse and controlling your views in PDMS, you can handle that PDMS more effectively. Okay, thank you.